As the NBA enters its 73rd year, there's a number of second-generation players and potentially third-generation players in the coming decade, some of them being the most standout players in NBA history. In this video, we're going to be comparing some of the best second-generation players to their fathers, so if you guys like my content, make sure you like and subscribe, and let's hop into it. This video is sponsored by Squarespace. From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, it's got everything to grow your online presence to take your business to the next level. We're going to start with one of the biggest stars in the league, Klay Thompson, who's the son of Michael Thompson. Most of us are familiar with who Klay is. He's a perfect player for today's game. He's a 3-time NBA champion and 5-time All-Star. He's averaged 20 points on his career, never shooting below 40% from any individual season. His father, Michael Thompson, was no slouch himself. After an incredible career at Minnesota, the 6'10" center was drafted with the first overall pick in the 1978 draft by the Portland Trailblazers. By his 4th season in the league, he was averaging 21 points and 12 rebounds a game. He had a very solid 13-year career, playing for the Lakers, Trailblazers, and a half-season stint with the Spurs. Just like his son Klay, he was a part of some great teams. He won back-to-back titles as a member of the Lakers in the 87-88 seasons. Now, he never received many individual accolades like his son, really the only one being that he made all-rookie first team. In terms of their play style, they are very different. Michael was a 6'10" center who got almost all his points in the post or right at the basket. Klay is a 6'7" guard known for being one of the best three-point shooters of all time. On his career, just 15% of his attempts come at the basket. The one thing that does connect the two is defense, but in terms of that, they are still different. Michael was a rim protector, while Klay is known for his perimeter defense. Today, Michael's a commentator for Lakers radio, and Klay is dealing with injury, but still considered one of the top players in the sport. Andrew Wiggins was the #1 pick in the 2014 draft, but not many people know he's actually a second-generation player. There's a lot of debate about how good Andrew Wiggins is, but what's not debatable is that he's a former Rookie of the Year, and across his first 6 seasons, has averaged 20 points and 4 rebounds, shooting 44% from the field and 33% from 3. His father, Mitchell Wiggins, was a 23rd pick in the 1983 draft by the Indiana Pacers, but was traded to the Bulls ahead of his rookie season. As a rookie, he got 12 points a game, shooting 45% from the field. He would play 3 more pretty unproductive seasons before getting suspended for 2.5 years due to a violation of the league's substance abuse policy. After that, he would go on to play just 2 more seasons. It's very clear that Andrew has surpassed his dad's NBA success. Now, it's hard to know how their playstyles compare given the lack of footage for Mitchell Wiggins. The only thing I could find referencing Mitchell's playstyle was a quote from a 1986 Los Angeles Times article that said, "Wiggins, who's developed a reputation with the Bulls as a moody, up-and-down player with a sometimes terrific jump shot, wasn't much different with his new team." Now, that jump shot they're referring to wasn't from beyond the arc, as he shot less than 20% from 3 on his career. They may be athletically comparable, but Andrew does have 3 inches in height on his dad. While Wiggins has struggled with efficiency, he does have a pretty all-encompassing offensive skill set. Given his volume of three-point attempts and size, I think it's fair to assume they weren't very comparable as players. NBA champion and 5-time All-Star Kevin Love is another player you might not have known as a second-generation player. His father, Stan Love, was the 9th pick in the 1971 draft by the Baltimore Bullets. Now, he didn't have a great career, playing just 4 seasons, where he averaged 7 points and 4 rebounds a game. Kevin, now in his 12th season, is averaging 18 points and 11 rebounds, shooting 44% from the field and 37% from 3. They both had pretty similar frames, but their play was much different. Setting aside the fact that Kevin is just a much better player, even in perspective of their individual eras, the difference is mainly due to how much the game has changed. When Stan played, the 3-point line didn't even exist. He also wasn't a great rebounder, or at least in comparison to his son. Kevin has made a career defined on his ability to rebound and stretch the floor. Next, we've got one of the top young players in the league, Devin Booker. He's proven himself quickly, as at 23 years old, he's getting 27 points, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds a game, shooting 51% from the field and 37% from 3. But a major role in what's gotten him to this point is his father, who also played in the NBA. Melvin Booker, after 4 years at Missouri, began his NBA career going undrafted. He would play 2 NBA seasons for a total of 32 games, where he averaged 5.2 points, shooting 40% from the field and 27% from 3. Devin has without a doubt surpassed his father in terms of basketball. Now, their play style is pretty uncomparable comparable given the small sample size of play we have for Melvin. But what's crazy about this father-son duo is their difference in height. Melvin was just 6'1", while Devin is 6'6". I bet he was pretty ecstatic about Booker's height, given he knows what it takes to make it to the league. In high school, Booker's father would tell him what he needed to be doing if he wanted to achieve his NBA goals, and Booker said, "So you want me to practice for 2 hours, and then you want me to do more stuff?" And Melvin said, "That's what you need to be great." While top players like Booker clearly deserve credit for what they have done, a lot of these second-generation players have had a path set for them very early on in their lives. 76ers big man Al Horford is the son of former second-round pick Tito Horford. Tito was born in the Dominican Republic, but migrated to the United States to play basketball after being recruited by Marian Christian High School in Houston, Texas. The 7'1" center would go on to play at the University of Miami before becoming the 39th pick in the 1988 draft to the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, his career wasn't anything special, playing a total of 63 games, averaging less than 2 points, shooting 30% from the field. Al has had a much different career. He was a 3rd overall pick in the 2007 draft by the Atlanta Hawks, and since then has become a 5-time All-Star. He's a much different player than his dad. He doesn't have that 7-foot size and has amazing vision and shooting for a player at his position. What's something that has been passed down, though, is defense. His thing to me was always rebounding and defending. These were the things he talked to me about. He was a really good defender. So basically, what he told me was, hey, if you can play defense, you'll always have a chance to be on a team, be able to play. You'll always look for a guy that can defend. And that's the advice that I see true to this day. Next, we've got the most well-known father-son duo in this video, Steph and Dell Curry. Steph had to prove a lot of people wrong to get to the NBA, but since then has become a 3-time NBA champion, 2-time MVP, and 6-time All-Star. Curry is the best three-point shooter to ever touch the NBA court, and has averaged 24 points and 7 assists on his career, shooting 44% from 3 on over 8 attempts a game. His father, Dell Curry, was a pretty good player himself, playing 16 seasons where he averaged 12 points, shooting over 40% from 3. He spent most of his career as a sixth man, even taking home Sixth Man of the Year in 1994. Now, they have a pretty similar playstyle. They are both known for their shooting ability and can score effectively both on and off the ball. Now, with that said, while they have a similar skill set, Curry does about everything 10 times better. He's also grown into a very solid playmaker, while his dad spent his career as a shooting guard. Who might be more comparable to Dell is his other NBA son, Steph Curry, who this season is getting 11 points a game, shooting 41% from 3 as a part of the Dallas Mavericks, and doing it in pretty similar fashion to his father. Next, we've got an emerging star for the Memphis Grizzlies, Jaren Jackson Jr., whose father is, surprise, Jaren Jackson. In just his second season, Jackson Jr. has become one of the top two-way players in the league, averaging 18 points and 5 rebounds, shooting 48% from the field and 41% from 3. After 4 years at Georgetown, Jackson Sr. went undrafted in the 1989 draft. He would go on to play 12 okay seasons in the league, averaging 6 points on his career, bringing value mostly as a shooter as he shot over 35% from 3. The two are very different. The thing that jumps off the paper is that Jackson Sr. was a 6'4" shooting guard, while Jackson Jr. is a 6'11" power forward. What's interesting to take away from this is that Triple J most likely benefited greatly from the skill set his father had. Assuming he didn't know that he would sprout up to almost 7 feet, he probably prioritized guard skills, which shows in his game today. He is one of the most versatile skill sets for someone of his position. He can take players off the dribble and is one of the best three-point shooters in the league, regardless of position. For the last of the top players, we have Domantas Sabonis, son of former Portland Trailblazer Arvydas Sabonis. Lithuanian-born Arvydas began his career overseas, and in the 1986 draft, the Blazers selected the 31-year-old 7'3" center with the 24th pick in the draft. He would go on to play 7 productive seasons where he averaged 12 points and 7 rebounds. His son Domantas has quickly rose up the power forward rankings, now getting 18 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 assists a game, shooting 54% from the field. They might be the most comparable of the duos we've seen. Arvydas was a solid rebounder and great passer and shooter given his position. Domantas has become one of the top rebounders in the league. He's not a prolific three-point shooter, but still a solid shooter and is a very solid passer for his position. Now, these are obviously not all these second-generation players. There's a lot throughout the league, including Tim Hardaway Jr., Austin Rivers, Larry Nance Jr., Darius Garland, Justice Winslow, and many more. I've been using Squarespace for some time. It's a one-stop shop for all your website needs. You can purchase your own domain directly from them. They've got easy-to-use templates, and they have features to start building an engaging community. They make it easy to work with others with the ability to give team members access to your site's manager. They also have features to help bring traffic to your site, such as email campaigns. I think what I like most about my Squarespace experience is how simple it is to make a professional looking site. You don't need any coding knowledge or anything like that. They have everything for you to seamlessly bring your ideas or business to life. You guys can go check out squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Jimmer or click the link in the description to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. But that's the end video, guys. You guys tell me your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked the video, make sure you like and subscribe. And the shoutouts are gonna be Ross, Michael, Everything, Bruh, and Pedro. If you guys want to shout out on the next video, all you gotta do is to like the video and comment liked or rep notification squad, and I'll shout 5 of you guys out. With all that being said, hope you guys have a great day, and peace.